with yarn. Okay, not yarn only. For you, it will be npm start. Okay, but for me, it is yarn start. Okay, so if we have these blocks and they are coming from the backend on, not coming from the backend as for now. Okay, yeah, let's just go ahead and create the router for the day. Okay, so what we will do is in our app.js file. Okay, uh, app.js file, instead of using just the route, we will use something known as react router. Okay, so we'll say react router. Right now, this is a very handy and easy package. Okay, just go to the web part over here and they will give you everything for you to work with. Okay, fine. Chalo, so we'll say our first command npm install react router dom, but for me it will be yarn add react router dom. Okay, I have a local server setup, so all the dependencies are being fetched from there. That is why it is fast. Okay, that is why I use yarn for it. Okay, so once it is installed, okay, we can go ahead and let's just go with the documentation. Okay, so let's just copy all this and yeah, we can definitely paste it out over here. Okay, now we have to wrap our entire document with router. Okay, so yeah, just in case you don't understand, you can see over here it is being wrapped inside the router. You can only use your react router dom inside over here. Okay, chalo, so now we have this part and this is the navigation part. All right, but instead of having this we have one more. So we have created our layout. Okay, and in there we have our nav as well. Fine. Chalo. So now in layout, instead of saying home na, well, these are the entire wrappers over here. We will say the switch part. Okay. So I will just say switch. All right. And then in here you have to specify all your paths. Okay. So we will say route. Okay. And then we will say what do you want to say. Okay, so we will pass in our home. The route is a react component as well, so that is why the capital R. And with this we also have to specify stuff like what is the route that will respond to whom. Okay, so in here we have this path property that is being passed over here, so we'll say path equals to slash. Okay, now just like in node.js, if we have about over here, okay, and there is one more path which just says slash over here, now it will render both of them. Okay, let me just demonstrate it out for you. Save it and let's go to our react app and refresh it. Okay, so we have slash already over here and about as well. Now even if I go to the about page, yeah, you see it gives me this part only. Let's create one more. uh, Now we have our add blog page. Let's just create that one. Say add here. Okay, yeah, by default your these snippets don't work. Okay, so you need to set it inside your settings. All right, so go to your um, preferences and open settings UI, and then over here uh, okay, so well, instead of finding it over here now, just go to settings.json file. Okay, And then in here we have, yeah, emit. Okay, just add in this line. What I will do is I will share it with you on WhatsApp or somewhere. Just pick it up from anywhere that I pasted. Okay, chalo. Then you will be able to use emit in here as well. If you don't have this na, you will be struggling with it. Now you don't have to do it. You can manually go ahead and type in h1 and then put it inside brackets and do all that kind of stuff. Okay, or you can just say h2 and then dot with the class like h2 style. Okay, and then you can just say hello in here and it gives you your entire this. All right, apart from doing this now, you can also say inside h2 I want an h1. And yeah, similarly with h1, since we are drafting out stuff, we can just say hello into 5. Yeah, you have to specify this also will be into 5. Okay, so yeah. Oh, sorry. Say dollars. Hmm. Yeah, you see now it says hello 5. Chalo. So that is why I would suggest you guys to use emit. Okay, so we will say from add. Okay, chalo. So we can take this add block and let's just put it in here. Okay, and yeah, definitely it imported for me automatically. Now we can say somewhere like in here, if I go to about now, you see it still renders this part only for me instead of it rendering the about block. That is why you can you have to put it below. Now even though I put it below now, it won't work. Yeah, now it does say from add, but sometimes what happens is you have paths where instead of saying about like this, now you will say about like this. And if I hit enter, uh, yeah, it is still rendering this. So if I have to say stuff like exact now, so then only it will work like this. Okay, nope, it does not want to. Yeah, well, you should find that as your app scales up now, you will have to add in the exact value as well. Okay, um yeah, so let's just go ahead and style all the stuff. So going to clicking on blogs, it takes us to the home page. Clicking on new blog, it takes you to the blog slash create page. Okay, so let's just go to blog and then slash create and save it. And yeah, now you see instead of giving us this now, it is giving us this path. Okay, now the reason is that because it is getting this guy as well and it is also getting this one. So what you can do is you have to say exact over here. Now you see it does not say anything. Well, it should say something. Hmm, I guess I have done, yeah, two blogs and then slash create. Okay, now it is working fine. Hopefully it does work like this as well. Yeah. Okay, now that we have from add, okay, let's go ahead and create our rest of them. So sign up, about, and login as well. Uh, Now instead of getting all that, now what I can do is styling that all. Let's just go to GitHub and so Spring Dragon. Why can't I get my Node.js always? Yeah. Mm, clone Node.js now. I'm supposing it is supposed to be in here. Yeah. Let's just remember this guy next time. Okay, now let's just copy down all the styles. So we have already h1 over here. I will copy down the create for myself. Okay, so let's just copy it and in our add block, let's just paste it in here. And yeah, we will have to remove this as well. Yeah, now that we get all this stuff, let's go to the about page. We will create that page as well. We will create a new file saying about.js. Okay, and yeah, this one also you will have to do something like, let's just hit F2 over here. It will allow you to rename your tag, and you see it renamed it automatically to H1. Now you can say, hello, this page says something about me. Okay, and nope, it still does not work because yeah, obviously we have to import it. Okay, and let's just put it in here. Not add blog, we will say about. Now it does say this page says something about me. Now you see this is becoming tedious, like this route part over here. You don't want to waste these 3 lines. Okay, so what we will do is we will go ahead and in our src folder only we will create a new file saying route.js. Okay, and now you can see you have this over here. What I will do is paste it out. Let's copy it from here, and now you don't need this. Let's remove this. Okay, and what we'll do is we will just get this guy and pass it in here. All right, so RAFCE, definitely that part, and paste it in here. Remove this, and what we'll do is we will pass in the component. All right, and yeah, we need to rename this guy as well, so we will say browser router. Route, definitely route. Now does it work? Okay, we are having some problem, so we do have browser router. Yeah, we need to specify component as well. Well, why is it is not corresponding? Yeah, sorry. Route as browser router. Okay. You can name it as you want. My mind is not working as for now, so we should. Why is it not has no corresponding closing tag? Oh yeah, the component tag does not have a closing tag, and we can now pass in our component over here and save it out. Okay, now you can take this route, and what we'll do is we will remove the route from here and we will import it from src route. Okay, and we have to pass in the component. It will be about. Okay, so about, and now the benefit to this, we will be able to just say component, it will be equal to add blog, and yeah, let's just remove the rest of this stuff. We are still doing stuff wrong right now. Well, we need to also take in the path and exact. Okay, so you don't need to say anything like this, and I really should not be showing all this to you. It will be far better if you would learn it. But yeah, just so you know that having a nice cleaner code always helps. Okay, so we'll say add blog. It will be um what ones over here? Yeah, home, and all of them should have a closing tag. All right. Hopefully it works, and try and refresh it. Yeah, it does work as expected. Okay, and path won't be equal to about, it will be equal to the path that we pass in. and then we will say exact equals to exact. Okay, chalo. So now if I don't say exact over here now, it will not work as we were expecting. Okay, now that it works, let's not go ahead and yeah, let's just say exact as for now. You can do that as you wish. Okay, now that we have our router, you can say wrapper or anything for this guy, and we have already shortened our code to this part. We'll be still shortening this as we go ahead. Okay, now you see we don't need our link over here. We will go to the layout part, and this is the one who is working for us, right? In our header we will be using the link. Now why do we use link is because whenever you press use the anchor tag to route in here now, and you see it refreshes the page. If you keep an eye in the top part where it says react app, uh, it causes a page refresh. Okay, so that is why we use link. Okay, so let's just import it, and we can say link. All right, and then you are supposed to say link to instead of saying href na, like over here we are supposed to say link to, and then you can pass it in. All right, so chalo. So let's just say for all of this, and for all anchor tags we will say link. Okay, and then instead of saying href we will say to. And similarly for this as well, we will say link, so the closing link. All right, and hopefully yeah, now it should not be rendering the page again and again, and we are able to navigate around all of this easily. Okay, what do I have anything in WhatsApp? Nope. Chalo. So that is how your link works, and there are many other stuff to link as well. You see we have like mm, all right, so nope. Okay, apart from link, yeah, we have nav link as well. Okay, so I want to style this. Okay, so what I will do is instead of saying link now we will use the nav link part. Okay, so let's just go over here, and then you see we can say nav link instead of saying link. And what we'll do is we will say nav link. Okay, now this all become a styled link. Okay, hello. So we have another property to this guy, so it says active class name. Okay, so let's just do control shift, no, not like this. We can say now active class name, it will be equal to active link. Okay, chalo. So once we save this, we can, okay, hopefully I did not mess up stuff over here. Okay, so it won't be a nav link for this guy because it is not a navigation item. It is a this. Oh no, not like this, please. So we will say link. Okay. Why is it renaming everyone? Uh, yeah. Okay, I did mess up with that control shift D. Okay, fine. Now that we have our link and we don't need this now, let's just keep it as clean as possible. Fine. Chalo. I would like to also clean this mess up because I don't want this to be every time you. I don't want people to come in here and we will don't want to change it. Okay. So I will create a new file. We will say nav components dot js, and from here we will export an array which will specify all that is supposed to go inside our nav link. Okay. So the two part over here. Uh, Yeah. Did I mess it up? No, right? Yeah. Thank God. Okay. So in our this UL tag, I have many allies, right? So what I can do is, instead of having such a big code, I can keep this over here, and for each of them I will create an object. Okay, and in here I will say active class name and then 2. Okay, so let's just get all the 2 tags. All right, and well, it is taking all of this. Well, this will also not be uh, will not have an active class name. Well, it, yeah, chalo. So instead of doing this, I could have just copy pasted it out. Now, for the very reason causing confusion and all, we can just say, uh, let me just take this guys. Okay, so sign up about and then this blogs create. Instead of saying blogs create now, since we are not going to the backend now, we'll just say create as for now. And let's just copy all of this. Okay, and in here we will create an object. Okay, and not just directly create an object, we can now paste them all in. All right, let's do it the hard way. My brain is not working. I haven't had my food as well for the day and really need to eat something. Okay, I need to name this guy also, so I will say now comps. All right, and then for this I will say over here everything like 2 will be slash, and name it will be name will be our home. All right, sorry, not home, we will be saying blogs. Okay, and let's just copy this guy, I guess 1 2 3 4 times. Yeah. Okay, now for one we have this, and for sign up we will have this, not capital S. I don't like that. You can keep a capital S, no problem. Then the third one is about. Okay, so I will say about, and then for this guy we have new blog. Okay, and we can then say uh, sorry, this will be new blog and this will be create. All right, and we can take this now comps. Okay, we can remove all of this guys, and instead of typing in all again and again, I will just put them inside a JS tag, and we will say now comps dot map, and then for every component we will say return something. Okay, so no curly brackets, it is used if you want to do some logic. So I will say do something here, and then you can say return, and then you can put all of this over here. Okay, so since we are not going to run any logic, I can just skip this curly tags, and we can then save it, and yeah, it should work as it is. Now it does say blogs every time. So instead of saying, we will say something like comp dot to. Okay, and then we will put in over here comp dot name. All right, and yeah, now it is looking good. So it should be sign up. Fine, chalo. So routing works, and we have cleaned our pages as well. Now all of this is fine. Where are we supposed to go next is let's go to here and create new components. So we have our login page as well, and then the sign up page. So what I will do is login. Okay, and the component for the same will be login. Okay, definitely we need to import it. So let's go to the login page. Okay, and we will copy our this div tag, and let's say RAFCE. Okay. Hopefully our login will also work now, and definitely we need to import it as well. Chalo. So we have this, and then what should we have more? Hmm, sign up page is also there, right? So we will say sign up, and this should be sign up. Well, we don't have this, so I'll say new file. We will say sign up dot js. Okay, and let's just get the sign up code as well from here. And yeah, well, for me it is copy pasting, that is why it looks easy. Trust me, if you have not yet started with your project, please start it. You won't be able to do it in one go. Okay, hopefully you guys are understanding the thing. Okay, so we have our this all pages, and we have our login page. New blog does not work. Yeah, we need to fix this. Chalo, so now it should work. About works, sign up works, blogs works, login also works. Fine. Well, we need to query our backend. So what I will do is, instead of creating a new backend now, I will be using our old backend only. But we will twist it a bit, because we won't be using JWT from the backend. We will be only creating JWT from the backend. Okay. Instead, we'll be using our headers for the very same reason, and we will be storing our session and all for this. Okay. So, you see, as for now, we have this folder. What I will do is come over here, and we will have to modify this now. So, well, you don't actually have to. I will just create a new folder, and I will say React back end. Okay. Now let's open with code, and unfortunately we don't have any create React app similar stuff for us to work in the backend, so we'll have to do it like this, or you guys can always keep in something like that. So instead of saying npm init and then pressing enter again and again, you can just pass in the dash y flag. It will just do everything without asking you any questions. Okay. Now in our package.json, I will create a new script, and we will say start dev, and we will be using nodemon. Okay, nodemon index.js. Fine, let's just go ahead and create our index.js file, and for the time being we will just install express. Okay, and now the type of our package.json, type of our script will be a modern one, so we will say type will be module. Okay, so the previous one that we were using was a common JS. Okay, so depending on your browser compatibility or your node compatibility, you can use the modular or the common EJS. Okay, now when you dockerize your components and try and use old and new node depending upon the requirements, we create an nvm rc file. Okay, and specify it, and along with that we also use bundlers. Okay, now what are bundlers is, they are used to convert your javascript code into your
Excuse me, sir.
yeah.
It would be helpful if you could give an overview of what we have done till now from the start, sir, in the last 10 to 15 minutes, if it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I will do it for you. Okay.
Yeah,
You were there in the meet, na, by the way, or did you leave in the midway? Something happened.
yeah, so network issues, I left and rejoined.
All right, I will give it for you. Okay, chalo,
Yes,
no
sir.
problem. Let's for now then talk about bundles. Okay, and yeah, this is a great site as well. Bundleophobia. Okay, and you can look up how big of your this is. So minified is this one, and then it is something like this. Okay, and you see we use this to see how good of this bundle is there and that bundle is there. All right. Apart from that, the one that we were going to talk about is webpack. Okay, so webpack is now this is getting old, and the recent one that we have is snow. Okay, but what happens is webpack takes all your JS, okay, and all your CSS, SAS files, JPG, PNG file, okay, and what it does is it converts your code to a browser readable code. So you see, as for now, I have the latest version of Chrome. But if someone is using Internet Explorer or some other guy who does not understand what type of code this is, so at that point, what it does is instead of creating a fresh code, it will be creating multiple copies of the code. Now, depending on how you schedule it or how you configure it, what we do is we create multiple copies of the code, so and then dockerize each of them so that everybody will be able to access the code. So if the browser supports the latest version, it will be given that version, or if it supports the old version better, it will be accordingly sent to that. Okay, chalo, so that is why we use backpack. Now, as for now, we are definitely not going to use this. The setup and all, it takes time. Okay, but for now, let's just also skip our server creation. What I will do is for you guys, we will just go ahead and talk about what we did for the time being. Okay, so today we started with just a basic single page app. Okay, so it looked dull, and only thing that we could see was this one. Okay, we took this
Yes,
application and then we use React Router DOM. Okay, yeah,
I was
anybody saying
telling
something?
that, since from the start of the intern, not just today's overview, sir. You misunderstood me.
Oh, okay. All right. So, well,
For the bigger picture, sir.
yeah, I got you. Chalo. So now what we did was, well, first of all, we went back in to our JS and we did see some stuff like objects and all. Okay, and then after that we started with Node.js and actual Node.js. All right, and instead of just running basic JavaScript, we started and created our server. Now, to create that server, we went ahead and used HTTP module. Okay. Now, this module is given by default to you for uh, to make your websites and all. Okay. Now, this gets tough in the future versions. Okay. Now, that is why when you start going big now, you see we have packages. Once you now you can take the entire car, have just an engine with yourself. Okay, now I am referring to car, you can also refer it to your CPU. Your CPU is your Node.js, while your motherboard, RAM and all are the components of it, and then you have your keyboard and mouse, that is where you interact with your Node.js. Okay, so like that we call them as frameworks. Okay, so we have our express framework. Okay, and when we use this framework to do stuff for ourselves. So some things that we do is like routing, okay, then connecting to DB. All right, so let me just create a small DB. It is not a good one. Okay, let's add one more layer. It does not quite look like a DB. And then we also used it to create routes, so it should go over here and there and all that stuff. Okay, then we attached it to the front end. Okay, so we took it and we used EJS. Okay, sorry for that. We used EJS for this very thing. All right, and then with EJS we also learned about our MVC model. Okay, so can I make this small? Yeah. Okay, we have enough space in the down part. So we learned about our MVC model and how it works and why we use it. Okay, so basically what happened was it had three components. Okay, the known as model, view, controller, and model. Okay, so yeah, well, we had our router, so our server would take data from the client. All right, let me just create a PC. Hopefully it looks like one. Yeah, this is my Mac. All right, it got beaten by me only. Fine, now it takes data from here, goes to the controller. Okay, and then this controller decides on what to do, whether it should get data directly from the view, render it and send it to this guy, or should it take data from model, send it to the view, then render it and send it to this guy. Okay, and apart from being just easy to use and better and decisive for ourselves, it also makes your code cleaner and better as well, and it is also scalable. Now definitely you don't want to rely on this scalability, especially if your audience grows large. Okay, so at that point we start and use our dockers and all that stuff. So I did talk about all of them. I would like to give it to you once more. So let's just stop this React app. Yeah, we have Docker. Okay, now Docker is your, it containerize everything. So it is a ship that takes all the containers, and whenever required, it will leave it on a port for you to access. Okay, apart from Docker, we have Nginx. Okay, and what Nginx does is it routes your traffic. Okay, so once Docker is there and it is able to have the containers, it requires a way to know that okay, I should be sending this much of containers to this guy and this much of data to this guy. This is where Nginx comes in, and it behaves like a traffic signal. Okay, so you are going somewhere, and once you meet at one place, and then you have a traffic signal saying that okay, you go first, then this guy will go, and like that. All right, chalo. So apart from that, with that we used a database known as MongoDB. Okay, so MongoDB is your go-to database for all the developers. All right, I usually, that is my go-to database. We have other databases as well. So apart from just MongoDB, we used, sorry, where is my Mongoose? Instead of using the MongoDB client directly, we used Mongoose. Okay, now this is a framework built on Mongo on this. So if we go to this part and inside my this, let's go to find, go ahead and find Mongoose. All right, yeah, you see this is Mongoose, and it uses the MongoDB client. Fine. Yeah, it has all the dependencies like bison. So bison means that big JavaScript object notation. So it is a JSON only, but when it requires to be bigger, you use that. Okay, yeah, you see it takes in MongoDB. All right, now this is a framework on MongoDB, and what it does it for you. Okay, we have used the fat brush. Now we have, okay, so we take this, and then we used it with hooks. We used it with its own internal hooks, and then we also saw static files. Okay, so hooks, and then uh, user hooks. All right, and then we had our static hooks. All right, so in hooks you had your find by id, find all, create, delete all, and all that. In user hooks, the pre and post hooks which we defined, and then we had statics hooks, which we could use as functions. All right, but with mongoose. All right, chalo. So with all this we finished our node.js with EJS. All right, now what we are doing is, we, instead of having EJS, we are transitioning ourselves to React. So let's not save this, and we used React. Now the very reason that we used React was to create our page to be single page application and add in a far more better UI experience. Okay, so apart from being not SEO compatible, and that is the only thing that I am hating about React right now, and they are working on it as of now. The next release, the 18 release, it will be better at SSR. Okay, so that is server side rendering. So yeah, and the main reason that we used React was for the internal routing. So we talked about that. It will be better if I explain it to you with our page only, not on 4000, it is on 3000. Okay, so apart from being easy, now in EJS you see you have to take in data and pass it in everywhere you go. Okay, and at a point it also becomes stressful. People don't like EJS and all that much for the very reason. In fact, they just go to frameworks like Next.js, and they know that this will be heavy and not easy to use as well. Okay, it has a different learning curve other than React, but still we prefer Next.js because the features and all that it comes with. So in React, now what it allows you to do is, it allows you to use plain HTML along with JavaScript. Okay, and you see we are creating .js files. You are supposed to create .jsx files. Okay, they have their own logo as well. Okay, so if you see over here, but having .js is also fine. All right, chalo. So then we went ahead and learned about components, and then how we can use them, and then the React DOM. Okay, so we have a virtual DOM given by React to us, and we use that DOM, and we use that DOM in here with our this. Okay, so in our div id, this is your virtual DOM in here. So then we took this all components, piled them up inside our React router. Okay, so we took this React router, and then we allowed it to take us to this part. Okay, now we still did not do the nav link. All we have to do is just go to your styles part, and then inside your global, now you can name it anything, but just for ease of access we are saying something like this. So what did I name it? I'm sorry, Naveen, I really hate leaving work at behind. I already leave a lots of work behind. Okay, so the name was active link, so let's just go ahead and create one for ourselves. So I will say active link. All right, and in our CSS only, mm, so in my public style.css, yeah, link.active, right? So we will just copy it down. Okay, give me 2 minutes. Yeah, hopefully now all the changes are reflected over here. Yeah, you see we have blogs, sign up, this and all. Now you see this also remains active for the very reason I was talking about using exact. Okay, well, where is it now? Inside our app.js. So let's go to app.js. Yeah, are already passing in exact, but yeah, I will fix that up for you all. Okay, chalo. So yeah, that is where we are stopping as for now. We have incorporated our this. Tomorrow we will be adding in the backend. We will be connecting it with our front end, and yeah, then we will be creating our blogs, and then with that we will be implementing Redux and all that. Okay.
Sir,
Naveen, is that fine, or did I miss anything, or you would like me to cover?
no, sir, I have a doubt. Like in our project, should we be using the EJS or the React?
Up to you. I don't force you. It will be better if you would learn it yourself. So you see, learning the hard way has its own like benefits. Okay, and yeah,
What
I
all
would
the things?
recommend.
What all the
Yeah,
things
what
that
all?
you would expect in the project, sir? Like
See, apart from just the CRUD operations, now try and add in stuff like where you would have to use something that is not easy to do. So it will be better if you could find it yourself. So I don't know what is hard for you and all. Okay.
what will generally be given as a project to the intern, sir? Like a standard, won't you be
Well,
assigned
for
instead of
now, for
us?
Hasmukh and Zarana and all now, sorry, the interns that I take care of who work in my team for the freshers, what we usually do is we ask them to set up a repo in their local and then you see we have every time we do any changes for our code now, if we go to the package.json file, you see we increment these versions. All right, for now it is on 1.0. If I were to make a new pull request and update anything over here, I would be creating this. Okay, so I will say 1.1, and then with that you are also given the work of updating the readme. Okay, these two things, and every time you have to write test for this. So once you update the version of the package, so not just version of this package, like there is a package. Now we have our internal packages like our front end identity, front end auth, front end suit auth, like that. If we upgrade there na, then we have to take that upgraded package in this current repo that we are using it, and make sure that the tests are not failing and the application still works as expected. That small works are given to the freshers for all. Okay.
Okay, sir. But
Yeah,
we were given choice to choose our own projects, na?
well,
You have
you
asked
are
us to
supposed
choose.
for by my side na,
I
from
didn't
my side
understand.
you're talking, right?
Yeah, sir. You have asked
Sorry.
us to choose projects by ourselves, na?
Yeah, but you see, in
To choose our
company,
own.
apart from upgrading all that versions and all, now they may differ in everywhere, but for us that is the request. Well, while you will be making your own stuff, you will be able to learn things that you have not known yet. There are things that I also don't know, and they come with experimentation and research. Okay, so if you do that, that will be far more helpful to you apart from I giving you work and then updating packages. Okay.
Yes, sir. But the problem is that I can't think of an idea where like I
Hmm.
can implement all those you said.
You see, once you connect to the backend and you start hosting your website now, let me just go to my this part. I'm very sorry I show you guys only one code that is inside my this Git repo, but this is my personal one and I am not allowed to show you anything from my company's side. All right. So let's just
You
go to
work
the
for
server part.
Technophilia, sir.
No, I actually don't work for Technophilia. I work for Synergy, Synergy Technology Services. You can research on that. I work for Allcard actually. It is a very big company. It is a music distribution company. It is a branch of Sony Music India. Okay,
Where
but
do you
apart instead of, sorry,
where do you learn stuff from, sir? Like generally your learning resource.
my all my knowledge comes from internet. I have never taken classes and all, and my current
Specifically,
age is also 21 only. Okay, and it feels ridiculous for all the freshers. They are from 1997 and I am 3 years younger than them. It feels very different to be there. Okay.
yes. But specifically, like,
Yeah.
do you use Udemy or YouTube? Like, if you could point
No,
to
no,
some
I
resource.
usually go for YouTube, or I have Google Docs. The documentations by everybody gives documentations. React has its own documentation. Node.js has its own documentation. Nginx will also have its own you see this page. This is everything that you need over here. You see
This
this part. Now obviously this gets harder as the app changes. Okay,
this Node.js
so this is
blog,
where I learn and all. Sorry.
this Node.js blog, sir, that I have seen this in Net Ninja YouTube playlist.
Yeah, this is why Net Ninja. That is where
Crash
I
course.
picked up the idea of. Okay, you can get his course. See, this is from Node Crash Course. Now I could not think of what to do for you guys. That is why I picked up from there. Else, if I go ahead and show you guys static file rendering and all in the backend only, not then you won't be understanding anything that I was teaching you until now. Okay. I do fear that I might have missed many parts, or you might not have understood many things that I said. That is why I always ask you guys, did you
Yes, you
understand?
are
Okay.
pretty fast. Like, you taught many
Yeah.
concepts in very short time. It feels
Oh,
like
mm,
overwhelming at times.
yeah. Yeah. That is why I sometimes stop at points and then I say that is a big more to mug up. Okay. But yeah, you can go to that Net Ninja. So yeah, you can go to Net Ninja. I even learned my PHP from this guy only. I did not have much idea of this Net Ninja at sorry of PHP. But you
He
see
has
the
Udemy
problem
course,
of,
no, sir.
sorry.
He has courses on Udemy, no, sir. You do you take that or just use his YouTube channel?
No, I have subscribed to him. If you see over here, I do like his ways of teaching and all, but I have not gone to the Udemy part and all for him. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, where is that Node.js playlist? I just saw it. I just took down the entire playlist and
Crash course. It
that
says
is,
crash course, sir. Node.js crash
yeah,
course.
yeah, I do remember. Well, it was there somewhere in right now only. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this playlist. Okay, this is the blessed, great place for you guys to start. But this does not have authentication in here. Okay, authentication I took it from myself only and added it that over there. Okay, and also hooks are not there. Uh,
And then for
yeah, there
React,
are
sir,
many things. For React, I I think I started with this guy only as for React as well. With this, and then I started. You see, this is my very first project, and this is the very project that gave me my job as well. Yeah, this one. So this chef router, user router. This was my Food Ninjas project. Well, it is now Why Hungry. I don't know what happened to the food alley. Oh my God, they made it. Well, you see, I started working for Why Hungry, and then I also started working for the Food Alley. And then Food Alley knew that I was working for Why Hungry, but Why Hungry did not know about this. Now, Why Hungry's owners are, one is from England, the other one is from India only. Okay, so
have
that
you worked with it?
Indian
Have
somehow
you
came
worked?
to know, and then I was fired from Food Ninjas. Sorry.
Have you worked with a team or you alone developed this?
No, no, no. We have a great team over here. I was supposed to be the full stack developer for Wire Hungry. I could have been still, but I did not know about the rule that I am not able supposed to work for competitors. So the Food Alley is another guy. He also is from London. Okay, and the owner of this company is Karan. Okay, Not, yeah, his name is Karan only. But
Did you finish your formal education, sir?
sorry, yeah, I just finished it this year only.
That's great,
Like,
sir. Even before
and I
post.
have done BSc IT for now.
Okay, cool, sir.
Okay. All right. Uh, I will try and upload it for you. Upload all the previous recordings and all. Okay.
Yeah, sir. I have missed
Uh,
some sessions because of technical, like
yeah, I know.
network issues.
Network is a very bad thing, and uh, it is not yet at the point where we can call it stable. It is very much unstable over here.
Are you using some
Okay.
fiber grids or just the mobile hotspot, sir?
No, no, not my mobile hotspot. I don't want to turn on the camera. You see, my router is connected to a Raspberry Pi, and then from there, you can take the connection to the network. So, my network is not also stable. It goes like, but I do get a message that okay, due to this reason or some maintenance, I will be losing my network. And usually other time it goes is when there is rain or storm or there is some hardware issues. Otherwise it does not go. I have a good network. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and the reason that it is connect I use Pi for connecting to the internet instead of directly to the router. We get far more security, and I like to keep a log of this stuff. And that Pi, Raspberry, it has a 250 gigs 256 gigs of hard disk in there. It's an SSD, and from there I pull all my packages that are required. So my company has given that to me, and I'm not allowed to use packages other than the approved ones. So that is why we have all that useless setup. I have three computers at home. My personal one is a server computer, the one where every time I hit controllers and all. And then the other one is the computer which I actually code on, and then this laptop. So I have lots of things on my desk as for now.
Each one with 32 gigs of RAM, right?
No, yeah, the server one has 32 gigs because not only my entire team. So like there are nine of them. We are total 11. One is Mahima. Mahima does the documentation stuff, and rest of the 10 of them, they work on a org box. Okay, so they have to use a VPN to connect to the server, and that is why it has 32 gigs of RAM. Okay.
Okay, sir. When will the
Mm.
training be completed, sir?
Sorry.
Training, when will it be completed? I'm asking, sir.
It is supposed to be completed at this month's 10 only, but you see, we did a lots of holidays in between, so we will have to extend it by 5 or 6 days, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
The
Chalo. No,
project,
not
the final,
Arsalan, not Hyderabad. I am from Mumbai, Maharashtra. Yeah, Navin.
the final project that we should submit to you, like if it is close to a blog site, it's fine, now, sir.
See, you can keep it as a lifetime project like my Node Ninjas, sorry, not Net Ninjas, Food Ninjas. Okay. It is, I have taken it up as a lifetime project, and it is my own personal project. Okay, so that was my first full stack project. Okay, and you see, if you start the project now, it does not have to end. As soon as you learn something new, na, try and implement it over there. Okay. To show me, you can make something small for now. It's fine. Just try and get a good idea of something like a bookstore and all you can do, but keep it unique. Not Don't take the same project as one of your mates. Like, don't take the project that Lakhan takes or Naman takes. Okay.
Okay, sir. So you suggest that
Yeah.
pick a small one for to submit to you and choose one lifetime project that we can work on
Yes.
continuously.
Yes. Yeah. Good one. So you understand me now. Fine. Okay. I guess I should be stopping recording. Chalo. So